Today, I'm going to show you how to get this viral speed ramping effect that you see all over social media. Make sure to watch to the end. This is kind of a complex effect. We're going to make it look easy, but I don't want you to miss any steps. So starting out, I have my raw footage. This is one of the clips I'm going to use to speed ramp. And basically, I have some more clips I'm going to drag in, but we have to go one by one, clip by clip, and animate each speed effect on every clip. But it's not as bad as it seems. So we have this video here, and let's say the idea is to get to this point where we see the front of the car and all of this side needs to be sped up. So how do we do it? Starting out, there's two ways. You can right click, go all the way to where it says show clip keyframes, put time remapping and press speed to get the speed tools for that clip. And the other option is to go to this FX button, right click on it, and it gives you time remapping speed right here. So two options there. And then automatically you see that this line changes to this. Now, normally the way to do this would be to grab the pen tool, come over here and click and create your points. But again, another shortcut that you can do is press Command or Control on PC. And when you are close to the line, it gives you the option to create that keyframe or that button that will allow you to change the speed without having to grab the pen tool and do that. Now, this is a little different from doing keyframes. When you do keyframes, you create one keyframe and another keyframe, and whatever variation is between one and the other one, that's what the animation does. But you do need two keyframes to do that. But in this case, it's not really like that. Basically, the point that you create is a divider in speed. So if I modify this line, it will affect only this side of the clip and not this one. So right now I want this to stay at 100, but I want to speed up this side. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to click and drag this line all the way up. I'm going to speed it up a lot, bring it up really high. I'm going to start with 700. See how that looks. Not fast enough, so I'm going to go higher. Let's go around 1600. So that happens. That looks a bit better. I'm just going to bring it up even further. You can really add a lot of speed. I'm going to 2300 and that looks pretty good. This line between our speed point is completely vertical, which means that this stops immediately here and changes to the other speed. There's no ramp that happens. Speed ramp is when you go from one speed to another, but you get there gradually like a ramp instead of just going straight fall off, so it smooths it out. So I'm going to grab this point over here and I'm going to separate these 2 points to create that ramp. In fact, I'm going to bring this point the other way. I'm going to do the left one. I'm going to bring it in because if you do it one way, it doesn't really have the effect. You have to do it to where the speed is adjusted. So wherever you bring the speed up, that's the direction you want to bring your point in because you're adding speed to that side. And it's going to reduce really, really fast. So normally when I do this separation, I always grab the point that is towards the fast side. So now I have a gradual speed ramp that takes me from almost 2300 back to 100% or normal speed. And the last thing I'm going to do is select either one of these handles and I'm going to grab one of these handles. I'm just going to push it to get something that looks like this. And now we have this S curve. It smooths it out. And as you can see, it's really smooth motion going from super fast back to normal speed in a super smooth way. And before we move on, I want to remind you guys that we are posting one new tutorial every single week. So if you want to continue to learn new ideas, techniques, and become a better video editor, make sure to subscribe, drop a like, tell us what you want to learn next by commenting below. Back to the video. So let's keep going with this. What I'm going to do is drag out this clip and just put the logo to where it's in the middle so we can kind of see the logo of the car. And then I'm going to create another keyframe by pressing Command or Control for PC. And as you can see, we just created another keyframe. So now I have this side, as you can see, which is 100 normal speed. And I'm going to drag the right side of the clip up so I can speed up this other half. And I'm just going to bring it up all the way up to about the same, about 23 or 2600. And now we have it sped up, but again, we have this vertical line that we want to change into a ramp. Again, separate the points, and you're separating the point to the side where the speed change happens. So you're pointing it to the right. Click that other point, use the lever to make it an S curve so it's super smooth. All right, this is looking pretty good. And one thing to note about this footage is I grabbed it from online. And as you can see, the logo is locked in centered, so they do have a logo tracking effect, which you can do. I show how to do that in another one of our YouTube videos. I'll link it up here if you want to check that out now, but they do have this locked on centered, and then we're speed ramping on top of it. So our first clip is good. We speed ramped it. So it goes from super fast to normal to super fast again. And now it's time we're going to bring in our second clip and match it, speed ramp it again, so it transitions seamlessly together. This brings me to my next very important point. What are you looking for in the clip? Basically, you want to find a part of the clip that matches the same motion as the clip that comes before it. You're basically doing a match cut to another clip that is moving the same way with the same motion. So in this case, our clip that comes before this is moving left to right. So we also want our next clip to move left to right. So I want to do it at this point. I'm just going to leave my playhead right here and then right click on the effects button again, choose time remapping and make sure speed is selected. That way we can adjust the speed again. And remember, to get your speed keyframe, press Command or Control on PC. And again, just drag the line up to make it super fast. I'm just going to try to line up the speed of the first part of this clip with the speed of the last part of our last clip, just to make sure it looks fluid and the speeds match together. I'm just going to bring this a bit higher, around 2000. All right, and that looks pretty good together. And you can kind of see how it starts to take form. And then again, do the same thing. Select this point, separate it to the side where the speed happens. So we're going to the left this time. That's where the speed change is. Then select either one of those points and use this lever to create that S-curve. And now maybe you want to reduce the time in between the clips or make it more seamless between the two clips. So what you'll do is just come over here, experiment, cut it down, drag the right clip over to the left a little bit until it looks really seamless. You can play around with this until it looks exactly how you want. All right, so we have this here and this looks pretty good, but let's do what's called a boomerang, which means we'll be able to switch up the direction that the sequence is going in. So instead of going left to right every time, left to right, we're gonna put this clip in reverse so it starts to go right to left so we can change direction and make sure this stays interesting. So what you'll do is go where after this speed ramp is done, and I'll probably cut it here. It does take a little bit of trial and error just to see where you want the clip to line up, but we'll cut it here, delete that side of it, and then press Alt or Option and then click and drag to duplicate this clip. Now select this clip, press Ctrl R on Mac or Command R on PC to bring up the speed and duration tab, and then just go and check reverse speed and press OK. And now we have that where it kind of boomerangs back and changes position. And now that we changed direction, we want to find a clip that matches our right to left direction now to keep that motion fluid. So let's go through, let's find a clip that goes from right to left. And because I already ramped these together, I'm just going to drag my clip in already to show you what it would be like, but the steps are pretty much the same. And there you go. You can see how fluid that is, how seamless it is. And basically, again, you would follow all the steps we took in the previous two clips on every other clip that you want to speed ramp. I'll show you, so I'll keep dragging my clips in of the clips that I already speed ramped. So we'll drag this one in. Same thing, right to left movement. And then finally, I change from front to back. So instead of going left to right, right to left, we're going in to out, front to back. And you can see I go out and then I go in. So there's really two steps to this. It's matching the motion and then speed ramping each clip. And that really gives you this super nice effect. If you want to practice this yourself, I've left a project file linked below in the description. You can go, you can download it, and you can try to do this yourself or just see kind of how I did it, see where the keyframes are. You can play around with it however you like. One thing I want to mention, you can obviously consider this technique for cars, for fashion videos. I've seen a lot of great fashion videos, people walking in the streets doing this effect. Really anything with a subject that you can center in frame, whether that's, a car, a person, a product, jewelry, a bottle. Like, you can get this motion and the speed ramp for anything. Literally, I can use this lamp as an example. Anything that you can put in center frame and make these left to right, into out movements in, you can do this with. And it really just makes whatever you're shooting stand out a ton. So that is really the basics of getting this effect of speed ramping and matching motion. But if you made it this far to the video, make sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Check out Mirror Camp and join our online school for more.